Welcome to Ohio Airgun Shooter. Modern Combat Sports. Today we have the TR50 by Umarex. It's an 11 Joule 50 caliber CO2 revolver. And today we're going to do a tabletop review with some crony testing. This is the 11 Joule version. It has a claimed FPS of 450 feet per second. We'll see how close we can get to that today. As you can also see, the TR50, the TR stands for Tactical Revolver. And if you're wondering why this looks like an HDR 50, that's because it basically is. This is just the USA exclusive 11 Joule packaging. But this is basically the HDR 50, which is made by Umarex. If you're watching this and you're currently living in another country, let me know if this item comes in a similar box with similar writing on it, such as exclusive for your country. That'd be interesting to know. I'm very glad that it does come in a very nice box. That's always a plus for me. Here you have the instruction manual. Comes in different languages. Can we get a show of hands of who actually reads these? I mean, I'm often guilty of not reading every word, but I do page through it, glance at it, and definitely take notice of the maintenance and care section. However, there's always good information in these manuals, so definitely take a look at them. In this box, you get the revolver, and what we have here is 4 extra magazines. These are cylinder revolver style magazines. Each holds 6 shots. So with this package, you have a total of 5 magazines, which gives you 30 shots. Also included is an Allen key for tightening the CO2 knob. Little kitty seems to approve so far. Personally, I myself have watched dozens of videos about the Umarex HDR 50, and I've been intrigued by it, just never purchased one. So I had to pull the trigger on one and just give it a try. I do have an HDR 68, which I love, so kind of figured I'd probably like this. It's all plastic. Umarex does use very good quality plastics on their items. I've purchased from other companies before, and where the plastics seem very cheap, brittle, and because of that, I've never purchased from that company again. There's no white dots on the sights. It does have a top rail and a bottom rail for accessories. The grip has very nice texture. Everything is molded on this. It does have the trigger safety. And this is the only safety on the revolver. You slide this pin forward and lock it in place to remove the cylinder. Very simple. It does have a smooth bore barrel, which is a very thin-walled barrel. It was made of aluminum. It is 50 caliber, 12.7 millimeter. I don't think I'd try to use anything larger diameter-wise than that for a tighter fit, especially any metal type projectiles, which might somehow crack the barrel. That's what I would be worried about. The instructions do mention recommended projectiles, but here it does have that accessory rail on the bottom. I have this old flashlight / laser that I've had laying around. Seem to be all thumbs here trying to put it on. Had the camera in front of me, so it's just you're trying to do this. Plus it's a little humid down here where I'm at in my basement, and it's just my fingers are kind of sticky. But here we go. Looks a little bulky and large for this revolver, but I just wanted to slap it on there, see what it looked like. Little kitty says, no, it looks kind of tacky. So we'll take it off. She does like to chase the laser though. All in all, I like it better than I thought I was going to. I mean, I did like the HDR 68 that I bought. I love it. It's fun to shoot. So after all the videos that I've watched, I finally broke down and bought one, and so far I seem to like it. It feels good in the hand. It's made of very nice quality plastic, and I'm excited to take it and shoot it. For the chrony testing, I'll be using Umarex brand 12-gram CO2 cartridges. These 50 caliber rubber steel balls. I have these 50 caliber aluminum balls, and then I have these 50 caliber hard plastic nylon balls. I have this Joules scale that I recently purchased. I'm going to use it to weigh some of the projectiles. If you're an avid airgun shooter like I am, I definitely would recommend getting one of these. It definitely helps you get an idea of the weights of the projectiles you're using. So far, I have been very satisfied with this scale. So, seems to be very accurate. So I definitely recommend getting one if you don't have one yet. It doesn't have to be this kind, but any type of scale you can use to weigh your projectiles will help. We'll start by weighing these rubber steel balls. They're the S type. First one comes in about 2.66 grams. So I'm just going to weigh 6 of them. These do go into the cylinder very easily. Not a whole lot of pressure, and they do fit very snug in each chamber. Next up, we'll weigh the aluminum balls. .726 grams. So we'll say 2.73 grams. Slight differences in projectile weight will give you different velocity numbers. These aluminum balls felt a little tighter going in. So again, a very nice snug fit, which means a good seal. Next up are the hard plastic nylon balls. These will be the lightest projectile that I'll be using today. I'm hoping that with these we'll get close to that 450 feet per second velocity that was claimed on the box. 1.445 grams. So we'll say 1.45 grams. This one comes in at 1.449. So again, 1.45 grams. Exactly 1.45. I'll try another. 1.455. So we're coming at about 1.45 grams. These were the tightest to go in. Definitely needed to give it an extra firm push to get them in. But they did fit very well, so very tight. So you definitely have a really good seal on these. So we got 3 magazines, 6 rounds of each. Here I'm just going to check and make sure the cylinder indexes properly. Make sure I don't have any projectiles protruding out the front or towards the rear of the cylinder. That seems good. Just simply stick it in, rotate it with your thumb and finger. Make sure it's rotating freely. Looks and feels all good to me. inserting a CO2 cartridge is simple. You just pull this plug out, add a drop of silicone oil to the end of the puncturing pin here. A little bit of fuzz, might have been cat hair. And put a couple drops, a drop or two, down inside there to get on the seal. There's a restrictor in there. Most manufacturers recommend some sort of silicone oil spray. I'm going to put a drop or two on the threads here. There's a seal O-ring that goes around this, so I'll put a little bit on there. Here I'm just going to hand tighten it. That should be good enough. I've never had to use the Allen key on my HDR 50, so I'm just going to hand tighten. I meant HDR 68. And for each projectile, we'll be using a fresh CO2 just to try to keep the numbers as accurate as possible. And to measure the velocities, I'll be using my X radar chronograph. It reads up to 698 feet per second. If you don't have one, I definitely recommend getting one if you can find one. Now, the manufacturer recommends using rubber, plastic, or some kind of powder balls. So I didn't say anything about using any type of metal. So with these aluminum balls, I'm kind of worried about maybe possibly doing damage to the barrel. I mean, they do roll freely through the barrel very easily, as you can see here. Also see that the barrel is movable. So what I'm going to do is take some of the super lube. I use this on my crossbows. I'm going to put just a small dab on the front of each projectile, the aluminums. I'm just going to take my Q-tip here, just kind of rub it around, get it down to where the metal meets the plastic, kind of maybe even help create a better seal around the projectile. That way when it does go through the barrel, it will be slightly lubricated and may prevent any damage to the barrel. I'm also going to put a little drop on the indexing teeth here. I know these are made of softer metal. I don't know if these are aluminum or a zinc, but just apply a small amount. Hopefully reduce any type of wear and tear on the teeth. Start by using the nylon first, rubber steel second, and then we'll shoot the aluminum balls last. Take the X radar chronograph and the TR50, and let's go do some chrony testing. I'll just be shooting at a cardboard box filled with plastic shopping bags. Should stop it. I also have some cardboard boxes behind it. Make sure I don't have anything pass through. Up the nylon balls, they're 1.45 grams. I am shooting in an indoor environment. The current temperature is 71 degrees Fahrenheit. So shot number one, 434 feet per second. 414 feet per second. Here are your averages. Next up, the rubber steel balls, weighing in at 2.66 grams. And I am using a fresh CO2 cartridge. First shot, rubber steel balls, 2.66 grams. 20 feet per second. 304 feet per second. That one jumped back up to 322 feet per second. I am using an online calculator to calculate foot-pounds joules, and so we are hitting the 11 joule stated energy. You may have noticed as I'm shooting, the projectiles hitting the box, other projectiles were falling out of it. I have used this box before with my airsoft and other BB pistols, so that's what you see falling out. None of the projectiles are ricocheting that I'm shooting out of the TR-50. Could have used the Allen key here because my fingers are getting a little slippery due to the silicone oil. Aluminum balls, 2.72 grams. (278 feet per second). 280 feet per second. So with the aluminum balls, we're not even exceeding the 300 feet per second mark. So here are your averages with the aluminum balls. And we didn't even reach, we just barely went over the 9 joule mark with these. While I still have some CO2 left from the aluminum balls, I'm going to load up 6 more of these nylon balls, because I'm kind of curious as to how much gas is it escaping out of the side of the cylinders where you insert them into the revolver. I mean, how tight of a seal is there? Any powder revolver or black powder revolver, there's always, you never want to have your hand around the cylinder area because of the escaping gas. So I'm just curious. I'm going to take some of this toilet paper. This is Charmin, so it's extra strong, and I'm going to see if we can see how much gas is coming out of the sides. I don't know if it will blow out, if there's enough to rip it, but we'll see. maybe just a little bit. You can kind of see it move a little bit as I squeeze the trigger. So there's definitely some coming out. I don't know if this ripped just because of the way I was holding it, but I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Try it one more time. Like it blew out a little bit, so it's hard to say how much is coming out of the sides. But any loss definitely will affect velocity. Here are some of the projectiles that were falling out as I was shooting. There's some 43 caliber nylon balls, some more rubber balls, other plastic balls, some airsoft. A lot of these are reusable. That's why I like using these plastic shopping bags I get from the stores. As you can see, nothing went through the back. It does a very good job stopping these projectiles. Plus, you can just dig around later, and a lot of these are reusable. Definitely saves you some money when it comes to buying ammo, especially if you can just reuse what you've already shot. Along with this box of shopping bags, I have this other box. There's more shopping bags in here, but there's also a piece of plywood in there for a little extra stoppage. I just have my ammo cans using for weight, just to keep it from falling over. But there you have it, the Umarex TR50, also known as the HDR50. This is a modern combat sports exclusive USA product. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.